Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to talk about meal prep. Coming up next. Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to dive into some meal preps for busy moms, busy ladies, busy people doing low carb and keto coming up. So here we go. I'm driving to a meeting and wanted to kind of go into some of my tips for how I meal prep and how over my 45-pound plus weight loss, almost 50-pound weight loss, and in 2018, I'm looking to lose another 50 to 75 pounds and doing it again, doing it round two in 2018. How I have transformed the way I cook. I used to hate cooking. I would eat out every single meal. My husband and I love to eat out. We are passionate about it, but it made us bigger. It made us have excess weight, and it also cost us a lot in our pocketbooks. And in 2018, I'm looking to donate lots of monies to charities, but we also have a lofty financial goal that I don't want to waste that money, and I also don't want to waste my waistline eating out so much. So here's some of my meal prep hacks as a busy mom. The first one is planning. So my best friend Christy, hi Christy if you're watching, and my sister, hi Catherine, my amazing sister, are amazing planners for their food, and it helps me, who I'm not super good. I plan a lot of other areas of my life and multiple businesses, and so I'm really good at planning my schedule and planning other areas of my life, but not necessarily meal planning. And so I've had to get really good at this, right? I've had to like learn this skill, and it's taken, if I just want to give some encouragement, if you're not super good at meal prep, it's okay. Like I sucked at it for a long time, like a year of sucking at it, and now I've gotten pretty good at it. So here's my tip, is the first one is plan. Like, so I have, and my sister taught me this, a notebook, a spiral notebook. You can get them on sale for $25 during July, August, and September for back to school specials. Target sells them, Walmart sells them, they're super cheap, they're quarter. Get a spiral notebook, and I have one for each month, so I get 12 for the entire year. And in those, that's kind of like my weekly meal prep and like grocery lists. I like tactile pen to paper. I keep it in there. Sometimes my notebook right now that I have, if I can show you guys, is this. It's a cute one that I got from Home Goods, and so I'm not using my spiral notebook, but I wanted something that had a hardcover on it. So in there is my meal prep for the week. It's also my grocery list of like what we already have, what do we need, if we're having a financial challenge of like, hey, I'm gonna try to stretch what we have instead of 7 days for 10 days. That's some of the stuff that I do. So in that notebook that I use, so my first hack would be get a system. Get a system where you're planning and writing out what you're gonna freaking eat. What are you gonna eat? What is your family gonna eat? And what I do, and I've learned this, my second tip is from Fun, Cheaper, Free Jordan Page. She doesn't know me from Adam, but I love her channel. I watch her channel religiously because I think she's so, I love it. She's got 5 kids, and so I love her mom hacks, and one of them is always cooking extra and then using it for leftovers the next day. And most of us know that, but she takes it kind of to the extreme of she cooks extra leftovers, right? So she's got that, and then she cooks an extra one and freezes it. I love this meal hack of making extra and then freezing it and then using it for a meal next time. So it's like a fresh casserole. Like if you're making some sort of, my best friend Christy was just making a broccoli casserole. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna make that, and then I'm gonna make an extra to freeze, and then I'll just put it in a foil pan, put foil around it, or put it in a Ziploc bag, and then save it for next time when we have like a busy night, or like meetings or something, and I want a quick go-to, I'll pull it out. I do that with my keto fathead pizza dough. I'll make an extra one, put it in the freezer, and then that way I can just have stuff to grab, that it's not an excuse of like, oh, I need to get takeout. Like that used to be my old excuse, and that's not my excuse anymore. So that's tip number 2. So tip number 3 is that you have your list and that you've planned it out, is sticking to the plan. So I don't know if there's people out here who are like me, but like the rebel in me wants to be like, no, I'm not gonna eat that or whatever. And I really just had to learn and train myself to be disciplined. Like, this is what I'm eating for today. Even if I don't like it, I'm still gonna eat it because this is what I have planned for the day. And really it does keep my life so much more simple, simpler. The grammar police are gonna come after me for saying that improperly. But it keeps life more simple when I eat what I have planned and when I don't try to like rebel against what I have planned. And if any other weirdos out there are like me, put in the comments below and hit like on the video and consider sharing with people you know. But I would rebel back in the day about like what I was gonna eat, and so I don't do that anymore. I've learned, like, just eat what I have on my meal plan. It's okay, even if I don't like it, to still eat it. Every meal doesn't have to be like a Ruth's Chris type of meal. Like, some meals can just be mundane and like not my favorite thing, but I still am going to eat it. My next tip that I have for you is shopping the sale ads. So even on, we don't have Amazon Fresh anymore. They got rid of the service in our area recently, but even on there, you can shop sales. And so we plan our meal plan around the sale ads, and we frequently freeze a lot of our meat, and you can see that in some of my other all-day videos that I have. Well, how I grocery shop is that I will buy and stock up on meat when it is on sale, and then I can plan my meals around the sales. So it saves our family hundreds and hundreds of dollars each year by buying things that are on sale and then just using them out of the freezer, or if it's like a particular vegetable. I think in my last video, was it my last video? It was one of my videos. I had cauliflower, which was like $2 or $3, and then they had mushrooms on sale for like 50 cents. So I was like, no, I'm not eating the cauliflower. I put all the cauliflower back, and I got all the mushrooms instead, and we just made that like our keto focused vegetable instead. And it saved us like a couple of bucks. So shopping the sale ads is super, super important. My next busy meal prep mom hack is having good containers to travel with. So we get on sale from, and you can see in my other Amazon delivery meal that I have. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to stop for a minute. I was merging. So I was talking about having containers and having those organized, but in a simple fashion. And I've done a video on containers, but what I've learned is that I need to have just a set number of them and not an abundance of them. And so I keep some of them in our basement if I'm doing a major monthly, like a freezer cook, then I will have extras and I'll pull them up from the basement. But for my like day-to-day stuff, I don't like to have that many stored in our kitchen because it's cluttery and I don't like the clutter. So that's my next thing. My next tip that I have is set a day. For me, having a routine, and brain studies have shown you are more successful when you have a set routine on set days. And this is for most personality styles. For my personality style, when I know Tuesdays, Thursdays, or when I do my grocery shopping, that works miracles for me. And I'm keeping things in like, oh, today's the day. It just makes it automatic, and it makes it not like having to like push to think about it. It's just an automatic reaction. Oh, today's Monday, tomorrow I'm going to do grocery shopping. Do I have my list all prepped? Have I looked through what we already have? So I'm not repeat buying 4 things of heavy whipping cream, which I did one week. I'm making sure that I have things prepped. And really, really, as being a mom to a 2-year-old and owning multiple businesses, y'all, my brain has become very finite about the information that I can process and handle, and having a routine really keeps things really, really simple. Same thing for my workout days. I know having a set routine, like today's my gym day, today's my weightlifting day, today's the day for this, like it just keeps things simple. And that's what I'm all about, is that I have to, at this point in the game, with where my life is and the season that my life is in right now, is keep things simple. So that's the next part of having your simple routine. And then in terms of meal prep, I do sometimes, and these are just a couple of suggestions for mom hacks of what you feel is best. Some people do it in the nighttime, doing meal prep. Some people do it in the daytime. Some people do it during the weekends. Like, find what works best for you and your schedule, and know that, and that's part of your weekly routine. So you have your daily routine, your weekly routine, and then your monthly routine. And it makes things no-brainer. And again, like I said, brain studies have shown your brain will be more efficient and your brain will be more fully functioning when you have set days for certain tasks. And for me, I need all the help I can get. I need all the help I can get for those things. The other final thing that I want to talk about for meal prep is having things that don't expire quickly. So for me, I know I love celery, I love cauliflower, I love cucumbers because they don't go bad quickly. Like if I leave it in there an extra couple of days, and some of y'all have seen my mason jar video where I had my lumpy celery. You can even have lumpy celery in, say, a pot roast, and you really don't know because it's gonna get mushy anyways. But it's not, you can have things if it goes an extra day or two, and if you need to push out your grocery shopping, like my little boy gets sick, I'm obviously not gonna rush him out to Aldi to go grocery shopping. So that's my other meal hack, is get produce that can last an extra day or two where it's not gonna wilt right away. Like say spinach, for example. My spinach is always wilting on me. It's always wilting on me. And so that's why I do the mason jars to help prevent it from wilting. I pick the furthest day out, but sometimes Aldi doesn't have produce with that. So I punt to romaine lettuce sometimes, but you don't want to cut the romaine, you want to break it. If you break it, it will make the lettuce last longer, as opposed to using the metal on the knife helps wilt romaine lettuce. And then my final mom meal hack, meal prep hack that I have for weight loss is drinking water. Really, y'all. I have almost always with me my huge 1.5 liter water, and some people don't like plastic containers, and I totally get that, but this mama, I literally don't have the brain functioning space to wash a water bottle, like one of those cute little containers. I have like 10 of them and they just clutter my kitchen. So I have just gone to and punted to having these big my hair is driving me crazy, having these huge 1.5 liter waters. I need that for the season of life I'm in right now, to make sure that I visually can look at that and be like, oh, it's 1.5 liters. My goal is to have 3 of those in a day, so having 4.5 liters of water, and I like to have over 4 liters of water in a day to flush my system. So the final meal hack that I have is teas. And now that it's now that it's cold, I like having hot teas at night, because that to me is a reminder it's shut off. When I have my cup of hot tea, shut off, and it's decaf, that I'm not eating after that. That to me is just, I need someone, and someone had talked about this, of having a visual representation that the kitchen is now closed. That I don't need to go back into it, and because I'm so satiated with eating keto and eating low carb, that for me it's not like I'm hungry, and it's not like a biological response to that. It's I'm full, and the valve is off by having the hot tea. It's just a representation of, hey, kitchen's closed. So can you add something into your night routine if you find yourself night snacking, which I'm a former night snacker. I needed to have something in replacement of no more night snacking, having something else to fill its place. And when I didn't have something else that filled its place, it made me very anxious. And so just a tip for me, hot tea has worked out really well. Sometimes I'll have a Pellegrino, but we're also trying to watch the budget, so I don't want to have like 5 million Pellegrinos in one day. But having the hot tea has been really wonderful. A decaf hot tea has been really nice to kind of like cap off my evening. And my husband also knows that that's like my wind down time. Like, don't come to me with business questions at night after I've had my tea. Don't come with me with budgetary questions or other anxiety provoking questions, just because it's not gonna go. Like, I'm trying to wind down, and my body needs that. Being super loving and gingerly and kind to my body while I'm doing keto, and while I push myself into the fat adaptation part of it, is really important. So anyways, and even when I am fat adapted too, of still being really kind and gentle and loving to my body when I am fat adapted is also super important. So I love you guys. I'm in this with you. I am here with you in the weight loss process, and my goal for 2018 is to lose another 50 to 75 pounds. I've already lost almost 50, and I'm really stoked to do it again. So let's have a repeat year, and let's have mom hacks. I would love to see in the comments below, what are your mom hacks? Or if you're not a mom, what are your hacks? What are your weight loss hacks? Give this video a thumbs up and consider sharing it if you liked it, because we're in this together, you know? And if you don't like it, stop watching. Anyways, love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.